Welcome, 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 collectives. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen Channel. I want to welcome you back no matter what time of day it is or what day you found this message. I am super grateful that you are here. So guys, today's date is January 3rd of 2025. Once again, we are just moving right into the new year, going straight into January. Before you know it, we'll be at the spring. For those of you who have been cold and missing the sun. But definitely, if you're in a warmer climate, still that good vibration that comes from that spring, summer energy. Hopefully, we'll be back at that soon. So guys, today's download, and can I just mention really quick before we get into today's download? Wow, the energy today. I have had some really interesting discussions with people about energy, about telepathy, gifts and skill sets, and just like different viewpoints on this experience as we are entering into 2025, and just that energy that more people are acknowledging other aspects of this experience besides materialism. That was a really heavy weighted discussion today that I had with a client. And not just that, or for the purposes of that discussion, but just like some of the energies that I have been noticing lately, things that I've been seeing in the news, of course, like right after New Year's or during New Year's, and then right after, we had some world events that were really tragic happen. So I'm sure you guys have been, you know, at the very least monitoring the info reel, maybe on social media. If not, maybe you've been looking at the news media. But whatever the case, there's definitely been some occurrences happening right at the shifting or change over into 2025 that have just been like this really tense energy and a lot of emotional dysregulation and a lot of emotional response to things. And some of these things I really do feel are like, you know, just planned, like things that people are feeling very strongly about, and they're just going to step into that energy and just do these things because they're just not able to see another way to move forward, which is so sad. But just thinking about the energies that we're picking up on, and really how these energies are just kind of churning up old beliefs, thoughts, ideas, systemic processes to the surface to be examined, to be explored. So we can look at that and say, is this how we want to move forward? And I'm not just talking about with 2025, but in general, like ourselves on an individual level, energies as groups of people. And we're going to talk about groups and organizations today with today's download. And then also as larger groups like the populace, you know, the different races and beings that are here at this time. And by races, I'm not talking about ethnicity. I'm talking about humans and other, whatever is here with us here on Gaia at this time, you know, how we want to proceed, how we want to move forward. And I know for some maybe who stumble across this video, they might sound a little kooky to you, you know, but really what we're seeing is more evidence now that humanity is not alone, and that in fact, some of these other energies and beings have been present here with us on the planet. It's just that we're just now really acknowledging some of the evidence and talking about some of the information that maybe, I don't know, maybe even 10 years ago might have just looked like something just weird or bizarre and we would have just brushed it off. Now we're starting to look at energies like that to understand more about what is really happening here in our experience. So we can use this really intense energy that's coming up to harm others or, you know, create more problems here in the earth, or we can utilize this as an opportunity to really examine what is feeling out of alignment and how to work towards moving or shifting into new processes. Basically, I'm talking about that new earth energy and making choices to move towards that new earth energy and going away from these old energies that have prevailed for centuries. We actually have a choice, and it starts on an individual level. And I know it sounds like, yes, but Ora-gen, what could one person do? You'd be surprised, because everything consists of energy. Our emotions, our thoughts, our beliefs, the so-called materialist world that we live in, everything is associated with energy at the root. And so when we start to do that shifting work in the way that we're experiencing and the way that we're interacting with this experience and with others' energies, it actually changes things in the field. And this is why we're hearing more about quantum physics and other aspects of science that are not as well studied or vetted, because they don't really want to talk about that, because that leads people into other understandings that could empower them or help them to understand that they do have power to create change by shifting their vibration. So just something, oops guys, just dropping my crystal, but just something that was coming up in the energy for me today. You know, what do we want to do with these really strong energies that are coming through at this time? You know, and maybe you can leave some comments in the chat, you know, on how you're feeling in that topic. Or if it's something you even thought about at all, maybe you're just processing everything that's happening and maybe haven't had a chance to think about that aspect of things. But just wanted to place a little thought there today. You know, we have a choice as we take in information, you know, what we're going to do with that energy. We can either utilize it to help ourselves to cycle and spin on the same energy and get stuck, or we can understand what that energy is really based in and start working with tools that help us to transmute these energies or to shift instead of doing the same thing over and over again. So it's an opportunity for improvement. So I have with me today 3 lovely card decks. I have the Citadel, and the reason I have the Citadel is because the theme here is like this fantasy-based society with all of these unique aspects to it, and understanding those unique aspects, we learn more about like what the energy is saying. So it's utilizing these aspects to describe what the energy is saying. So I thought this was really good for today, because we're going to talk about the download, which has to do with, you know, powerful groups and organizations and what's really happening behind the scenes that is not being talked about with the populace. Okay, it's not things that we're either seeing in its proper form from the media or seeing at all. If we're hearing things about what's really happening behind the scenes, it's being described as something other, not as what it truly is, or you're not hearing all of the key players, you know, names of individuals that are intentionally wanting to stay in the shadows. They don't want their names spoken about. So you're not going to hear about that. I'm not going to give names or things like that. And I'm not even saying I have that. I'm just sharing that the download was really, it was chaotic. I don't know how else to say it, but it really had to do with the chaos that's happening in these groups and organizations that are turning on each other due to all of this, you know, really terrible, ratchet energy work that they've set out that's returning. And so now they're having really negative results from that. Let me turn on my light here and see if I can help with the lighting a little bit. There we go. How's that, guys? Can you see a little bit better? Okay. So, yeah, with that being said, let's go on ahead and get into it. I have the Akashic deck and, of course, Pink Tarot. So we're going to start with the Akashic. and just get some general information on this energy today. Definitely, guys, if you have water, coffee, tea, whatever it is that you're sipping on that feels good for your throat, please feel free to bring that into the space as we spend some time together diving into this energy. And I've already lit my Palo Santo and lit the candles. So to finish the clearing, I'm just going to ring the meditation bell. So if you do have a sound sensitivity, please turn the volume on your device down now. You know, guys, I never really came up with a name, a proper name or title for this download because it was just so wild. It wasn't that it was all over the place. It was just a lot happening. And so, I don't know. I feel like agents of chaos, like chaos in, in groups or something. It's going to be something like that. But that's the general basis for the information today. So this is really talking about, in this download, I could very clearly see that there were groups, organizations. These were some sort of groups that had some sort of power or ability to impose their power on others in some sort of way. And that these groups were basically infighting. There was people attacking other people. There was plotting on other people, groups infiltrating other groups. I don't know, headquarters or bases or whatever. There was a lot of energy going on. And I know probably you might be thinking, Ora-gen, it sounds like you watched an action film before you went to bed. I promise you, it came in like all the other downloads. I was not looking at anything that would have spurred this kind of imagery on. I don't even actually watch things like that. I pretty much just read books and listen to lo-fi. So I'm not sure that I've ever seen anything quite like it as this download. But I even saw someone trying to K-nap. I can't say the word probably, but trying to K-nap a family member associated with one of these groups. So some of these groups are like families that have power, and some of them are organizations. It was a mixture of things happening here. This is why I say it looked like chaos to me. And somebody tried to K-nap somebody's family member to try to save their own life. Evidently, there was groups trying to come after them, and they K-napped somebody, and then that didn't work. But it was just chaos. I don't know how else to say it. And it was, all of this was happening unbeknownst to the populace, who's thinking, these are the stories that are happening right now in our world, and you're seeing those stories put online or in social media or on the news, and this is it. And I even was seeing that some of those stories were really related to some of this energy that I saw in the download, was being misrepresented or represented as something that it wasn't, or not even just something that it wasn't, being represented as one thing, but actually there's more to the story, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I hope that makes sense. So to give an example, maybe there's a bank robbery or a plane crash or something like that. And it's just like, oh, this randomly happened and that's awful. And yes, it is terrible. But really the other part of the information that you're not being told is that, the people of importance that were involved with the situation, or the particular bank that held the money was a bank that belonged to so-and-so, like that sort of information being left out intentionally, because these are not aspects that, they want the populace to know, basically. Okay. So, I think they probably wouldn't, some of these stories, they probably wouldn't tell or talk about them at all. But somebody saw it happen. So if they completely suppress the information, then it looks suspicious. So they got to tell something, but they're not telling all of it. So basically with this download, you know, and I'm being careful about not being too specific about what I saw for specific reasons, obviously. But basically what I saw with this download is that energy, that there's basically chaos happening. These groups that have been sending out all this low vibrational energy towards the populace and towards the collectives, this stuff is returning. I mean, when you're hearing like karma season right now, I mean karma season. It's a lot of things happening, and some of these energies who aren't like, I guess, as energetically inclined are kind of like, yeah, they're kind of like feeling like, oh man, this is wild, this is happening, or this is really terrible, but really not understanding that, you know, energy work returns to us in different ways, right? It's not just that. Hold on one second, guys. I got to turn that off. Okay, sorry guys. So there's just some dinner in the oven. So energy work that we've put out can return to us in different ways. It doesn't always return exactly the way we sent it out, but it is coming back. And this is why you're constantly hearing warnings, you know, from tarot readers, energy readers, oracle readers, whatever, that, you know, to stop, you know, if you're doing things where you're sending out energy that's low vibrational, or, you know, ending spells and death magic and this, that, and the other, to stop doing that, because that energy returns, it comes back, especially when you're sending things at someone who, you know, universally it's imbalanced. Just because you dislike them or don't want to see them have something, and then you send energy like that at someone, and that energy is coming back. It's not even balanced. I'm not saying it's ever balanced to do that, but it's really not. It's imbalanced. So somebody does a return to sender or whatever, and it's balanced, it's coming back your way, and you're going to deal with that energy. So super important here. I think a lot coming through here about the energy that goes out and how it comes back. But this is happening on a level that's even bigger than just like a person-on-person thing. This particular download was about, you know, groups of people and organizations and individuals in positions of power having really terrible results, like dealing with a lot of painful results right now due to this low vibrational energy work. So I'm going to pull some cards here so we can just hear a little bit more from Spirit about like what is going on, because these energies have just done so much. They've done too much in the energy, and this energy is returning in some terrible ways. It is affecting their organizations, their groups, friends, and family. It looked like a bad action flick, like horror movie / action flick. And maybe that was just the representation of what the download was supposed to show me, is that, you know, maybe all of that wasn't happening at one time in real time, but maybe it's just to show me like different scenarios where this energy is returning and like what it's looking like to these energies. I don't know. I did see that the one energy that was a masculine energy was the one that was trying to kidnap another masculine energy from someone's family. And I was seeing it like as if it was happening presently. I don't know. It's wild. But I don't think they were able to get away with it. I'll put it that way. I don't think it ended well for that energy. Spirit, can you help us to understand more about like what's going on here? Ooh, courageous heart is in reverse. Courageous heart is in reverse. Let's see. It takes courage to follow your heart, especially when the path is unknown. Your heart knows the way. Trust it and let it lead you to your true destiny. Yeah, somebody is not courageous of heart. Somebody's losing heart, not courageous of heart. It's in reverse. Something that has to do with the heart and courage is in reverse. Maybe these energies that have been sending out all this crud towards the collectives and others, you know, maybe they're starting to lose heart that they're going to be able to get away with this. They probably understand that by now with everything that I saw in that download. Even if they didn't want to admit it due to their ego, they have to be understanding something is going wrong here. And then we have boundless possibilities. That's in the upright. This one's talking about standing at the edge of the limitless potential. Don't limit your dreams based on past experiences. Embrace the boundless possibilities that await you. Interesting. Courageous heart in reverse. Boundless possibilities in the upright. Maybe they're lacking courage about having boundless ways, opportunities, and possibilities to continue to do what they're doing. I don't know. Spirit, can we get some clarifying information here? Clarifying information on courageous heart and boundless possibilities in relation to these groups and what's happening. Ooh, okay, let's see what we got here. Release attachments in the upright. Something you need to let go of. It's either a limiting belief or an untruth or negative behavior. It's holding you back and keeping you from stepping into your true potential and happiness. Interesting. Oh, so they lost heart about something. They're not seeing the potential around going a certain path now. And someone is trying to release something. And this card is talking about a limiting belief or a negative behavior. Somebody's trying to walk away from something or step away from something. Let me see what this one is. It just flipped out the deck. Spirit, help us clarify here. What do we have here? Reach out. Uh-oh. You've isolated yourself and are trying to do everything on your own. It's okay to ask for help, so reach out to ask for support at this time. Reach out is in the upright, guys. Are they reaching out for support? Somebody is releasing something and reaching out to something. There's an energy here that's releasing something and reaching out to something. They lost heart about something. And that something is probably the possibility that something was going to work. A behavior, an action, a plan of action. They no longer believe it's going to work. So they're releasing their attachment to that plan, that action, or whatever's associated with it. Something they're dealing with that they're releasing, and they're reaching out for something else. They don't want to do it on their own. That's what that card is talking about. Reaching out to ask for help and support. Who are they reaching out to, Spirit? Who are they wanting to reach out to for help and support? Oops, what do we have here? Who do they want to reach out to for help and support? I feel like we're going to have a jumper here. There we go. Soar is in reverse. This one talks about you're being asked to stop dimming your own light, period. It's time for you to come out of the shadows. Ooh, and let your authentic self soar. Fly high, dear one. Wow, it was in reverse. Somebody doesn't feel like they can come out of the shadow. So, okay, so this just confirms what I was talking about with the download. I was saying to you, some of these energies associated with this download are shadow people. And by shadow people, I mean these are not people that you will ever hear about in the media or on the news. You're not supposed to. They're background people. They're important people, but they're background people. So when you hear a story that's associated with energies like this, you're going to hear the surface information. You're not going to hear these names or things associated with these energies in that news story. That's what I'm speaking about. So they want to reach out for support to someone or something. And there's something here about them not... Oh, that's why Sora is in reverse. Okay, guys. Okay, sorry, I just had to look at the energy on the table. Sora is talking about not diminishing your light and coming out of the shadows. This is in reverse. Someone's trying to stay in the shadows. They're reaching out for support to find a way to stay hidden. Whatever has happened here is so chaotic and so big that this has the potential to pop up to the forefront where others are then able to see the situations and see them. They're trying to stay in the shadows. That's why Sora is talking about not dimming your light and not staying in the shadows, or staying in the shadows. They're trying to stay in the shadows. This is in reverse. Did I read that right? Yeah. It's time for you to come out of the shadows. Yeah, they don't want to come out of the shadows. Okay, so this is just confirming what I was mentioning earlier here. This is a shadow person or an energy or entity, I don't know, doesn't want to be seen. They don't want to be seen. Yep, reward and recognition. Congratulations, your hard work will soon pay off and take you in the direction of your dreams. Acknowledge your efforts and your own power. Yep. Reverse. They don't want to be recognized. They do not want recognition for whatever this is they've done. They want to stay in the shadows. They want to stay concealed. Wow. What is this here? Reflection. You're being asked to reflect on your recent choices. What lessons have they taught you? Reflection is the mirror to your soul's growth. Use it to deepen your understanding and intuition. Guys, I don't think that this has to do with these energies trying to reflect to make, you know, like personal improvements. I think that they're reflecting on what happened here to understand, you know, how to not end up in that situation again, or something that they can learn from why things went the way they did or why things went wrong. I think they're in a period of reflection or understanding because they're seeing these energies, like they're seeing everything kind of blow up around them. They're seeing everything go very badly around them. So they might even be reflecting, it's possible, on some of the energies that they've sent out, and then like that return energy that they are now getting, dealing with, experiencing. So there might be some reflection here because we see the mirrors and it is in the upright. So I guess it is possible. I don't think that that reflection is going to take them in the direction of like repairing things, healing, apologizing. I think it's more so like, wow, is this really happening because of this? It couldn't be. You know, why did everything start going bad? Why did everything start going wrong? It might be more so like a regretful type of reflection. And then we have self-love in the upright. You are worthy and deserving of all the abundance in the universe. Treat yourself with the love and respect you desire, and others will follow suit. This was in the upright. I don't know. There might be something here about feeling like they didn't deserve what happened to them. It's almost kind of what the messaging is giving me here with the other cards on the table. They want others to treat them with respect. But this, whatever energies that these groups have been working in doesn't warrant that. But there's some sort of like egotistical or like narky kind of energy in this. They're reflecting on what they're dealing with, but they're not really getting the point. They're just understanding that things went badly and they don't like it, and trying to understand, where did all of this come from? Why did everything start crumbling? But they're not really getting the point here. Some aspect of them feels that they're worthy and deserving of respect still, even after all this stuff they've done. We're going to move into the Citadel deck and see if we can understand anything else about these groups. This is such weird energy. It is definitely chaotic. So I am not going to stay in it super long. I think the download in and of itself is enough for you to be able to see, like, you know, really what's going on with these energies. You know, they're dealing with some really negative and or toxic results from, you know, low vibrational energy work and choices that they've made, and don't really like it. But it is happening, and it's not being talked about. They're trying to keep it in the shadows. They're trying to keep it quiet. That's what I'm picking up on. Let's see. Let's give this one more shuffle. Spirit messages here on this actual group or organization. What can we know here? Oops. Okay, I'll take it. The founder, foundations community. Oh my God, guys. Why was the founder the first card out? It was in reverse too. Okay, so now we're understanding more about, this is what I said, groups, organizations. I don't know if I use the exact word community, but groups and organizations and communities that are associated with this energy. We have the Archer, biding your time and planning ahead. Look at this. They're trying to figure out how to move through this energy. They can see that things are going horribly and everything is backfiring, but they're trying to bide their time and figure out a way how they can, like, plan ahead and move through this. This has to do with the reflection card that came out on the table. They're trying to look at the situation and reflect and understand, like, what happened, why it happened, so they can try to prevent it from happening again. Almost as if they're going to keep trying this crap that they're doing. That's what it looks like. Doesn't look like they've learned their lesson yet. Looks like they're understanding that this energy has returned to them and they don't like it, and they would like to do something to stop it. Which is why reaching out. This is the reach out for support. So I'm not sure what support they're specifically reaching out to, but it could be that you have some energies kind of juggling and moving around. Like, remember I told you in the download, there's a lot of movement, a lot of moving parts, groups and individuals and energies turning on each other. So it could be that some energies are leaving certain communities and foundation groups and going to others for support. That could be what's going on here, because they're trying to bide their time and plan ahead. Kind of more so like it's not who they win with, but just that they win type energy. Spirit, any other messages here? Messages to help us clarify or understand more about these groups, communities, the founder. What it is they're trying to do, any information. Let's try it this way. Messages for the collectives. Ooh, oh, that's a big clump of cards. Let's see what we've got here. Huh. We have the cartographer, a crossroads exploration. Wow. Guys, this was in reverse. Somebody was at a crossroads, or somebody was an explorer, was at a crossroads, no longer at a crossroads. Maybe one of these energies that tried to jump ship from one group to another. That's interesting. So we have the Masquerade, hiding your true self in projection. The Masquerade. That was also in reverse. Somebody is not able to hide their true self. Somebody is no longer able to project. Looks like some of the things that these energies that are involved with this download were able to hide in the shadows, mask, project. They're no longer able to do this. Because this is all this energy is in reverse here. And we have fate. That's in the upright. Fate, accepting help and guidance. Look at this. Yeah, it was fated for this to fail. Because they kept engaging with these energies. This was going to happen. This energy was going to spin back in their face. And there might be, you know, look at how these hands are kind of just like sitting in the universe. Who knows? Maybe these are like universal hands. Maybe they're being encouraged to, like, you know, stop doing what they're doing. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I don't know. Or maybe they need to accept help in order to get out of the mess that they're in at this time. That, you know, that help could be, it could be anything. I don't know. It could be from energies they would not normally accept help from, organizations they would not normally accept help from. But there's something going on here that this energy is no longer at a crossroads. Looks like they've run out of road and they're going to have to make some choices, potentially for self-preservation, but these energies are in trouble. Then we have the walker, the unknown, a journey. That's in the upright. So somebody does not know, or some energies do not know at this point how to proceed forward. And that's interesting. Especially if they're no longer at a crossroads, there's no options any longer. Probably not knowing where this journey is going to lead or how to move forward. But something really strong in the energy here about these energies being kind of at the end of the rope. They are no longer able to engage with others in the way that they were. They aren't able to hide who they are, but they desperately want to stay in the shadows. They do not want to come to the light. They don't want to be seen for what they are. And they're making a desperate attempt to try and stay in that position. Why? Because they believe others should respect them for some reason. They're still not getting it. All right, any other messages here? Whoops, what do we have here? Vengeance. The vengeance is in the upright. Overcoming slights, a choice. Look at this. Wow. This is striking me like the Justice card. That's what it's giving me because it's in the upright. It is talking about overcoming slights. You know, it could be that some of the energy that's going back and forth between these communities and groups has to do with like vengeance or somebody paying somebody back some energy. That could be part of what we're seeing here, especially if energies began to turn on each other when, you know, started to hit the fan and they started turning on each other and switching sides. It could be that, you know, some vengeance energy got going, like payback energy due to that. But also it's giving me the Justice energy, like, you know, here we go, the Fate card. Continuing to work with these energies in a low vibrational and toxic manner is having its natural progression here, you know. That is the payback. It's karmic. Any other messages? Whoops. Let's grab this one and see what it says. We have the Musician, inspiration, and gratitude. It's in reverse. Well, definitely we know that these energies are not in a gratitude state. They're not happy about what's happening. They're probably not inspired to continue doing some of the things that they were doing, nor do they have the ability to. But also somebody might be involved in, you know, with music. Somebody might be a performer. Somebody might be engaged with the music industry. It's interesting we have the Musician card here. Let's see if there's any other energy here. Any other messages out of this deck for the collective? Messages? think that's about it from that deck. This one went flip, we'll take it. Okay. So we have Storyteller in the upright. Viewpoints and control. Oh my gosh. So that's giving us some information on what they're getting ready to do. Because there was a card here talking about, there was a card talking, yeah, reach out. Somebody's going to tell a story about what happened here that isn't accurate. And I mentioned before earlier in the reading that, you know, you have organizations like news agencies and certain types of media that talk about what's happening in current events and things like that. And it's not the full story. It's not fully accurate. So what's really interesting here is that the Storyteller card popped because I was just talking about that towards the beginning of the download. And here we have the Storyteller card talking about viewpoints and control. So this really has to do with controlling the narrative. Why? Because this narky energy, self-love in the upright, believes that they should be respected. Like they literally believe that they have a right to be respected or to be viewed in a respectful manner. So obviously, if there's too much information coming out that speaks to the opposite of that belief, individuals will not follow that narrative. It's something here about maintaining a specific narrative to keep people looking at things in a certain way. And this is why we have the Storyteller card in the upright. And we also have this duality energy here with the shadow hands and the light hands. We have the yin-yang duality of the light and dark energies. Something about, see how this in the card here, how the hands are in a certain position to create shapes with the shadows, like posturing or holding something in a certain way to give the illusion that something is this when really it's this. That's what we're talking about here. Somebody is posturing or doing something in a certain way to give the illusion that it's one thing when really it's another. Yeah, the Enchanter, deception and trickery. Are you kidding me? I can't make it up. I can't make it up. Deception and trickery. This is the Storyteller energy. Utilizing this false narrative or presenting something a certain way to keep people under a spell. It's a form of low vibrational energy work, witchcraft, spell work, enchantment, deception, trickery. These are all forms of low vibrational energy work. So what that tells me is these energies haven't learned jack crap. They are still trying to find, so they're contemplating and reflecting so that they can find another way to do the same garbage they've been doing. This is ridiculous. Oh, this energy. I don't even know what to say about this reading. It's just, it's not very positive. It's really negative as far as, you know, how it relates to, you know, the populace, the collectives, and those who are affected by these energies. The only thing, the upside here, is that the energy work they've been sending out is returning. And so maybe some of these energies will be a bit preoccupied with their karma to have as much time to send energies outbound because they're so busy dealing with their karma. That's the only upside here. Okay, Spirit. Let's see. Let's do this. Messages for the collectives. Oops, there we go. Oh, wow. This one wanted to flip. Look at this. Seven of Swords in reverse. Coming clean. rethinking approach, deception, self-deceit, keeping secrets. I don't think they're thinking about, maybe they have reflected, because we had the reflection card. Maybe they did think about coming clean. I doubt it. I doubt that's what they're going to do. This looks more like the deception and self-deceit energy. I think it's spirit reiterating the enchanter energy. We're just getting, you know, more confirmation that they're telling stories to create a narrative. That's the way they're going to get out of this. They believe they're going to get out of what they did by lying and telling a story that isn't the case, using some sort of deception and trickery. And Spirit says that's big truth, because we have 7 of Swords in reverse. Look at the sneaky look on this person's face. They think they got away with something. This is crazy. And then look at this. Are you kidding me? 6 of Swords upright. Transition, change, leaving behind. So they're going to tell a story and then they're going to go off into the sunset and pretend to be someone else. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me get... That is ridiculous. Let me get a sip of water. You guys know, for those of you who watch my channel regularly, it's very, very rare that I bust out in laughter. This energy is so freaking ridiculous. Are you kidding me? I can't do anything but laugh. So they're gonna, you know, basically come from like a whole like wartime dystopic event, tell a story about it to control the viewpoint of what happened, enchant people with that story, and then they're gonna freaking continue with the deceit and basically roll out and transition into something else. Are you serious? It's terrible energy. They haven't learned anything. It's not gonna work. That much we know. Because I don't believe the download would even be coming up if it wouldn't matter if that was the case. It's coming up because there's something more here in the Justice card. You know, the Vengeance card, there's something more coming. You can't continue to engage with these energies forever and not have like really bad results. Yeah, we have the Emperor in reverse, fire sign. We had air on the table before, so there might be an air sign, a fire sign involved. Someone is domineering, controlling. Someone's a tyrant. This is why they believe they should be respected. I should be respected. I have self-love. I'm worthy of respect. Yeah, right. That's this energy here. They're a real piece of work. All right. Jeez Louise. Let me put this here. This energy is bonkers. Let's see. Yeah, so this is your person. This is one of the chief energies associated with this foolishness is the Emperor. It's an Emperor in reverse who's domineering and controlling. And maybe what's going on here with all this chaos in these groups, these communities, organizations, groups, I don't know to what extent these groups touch like political things, military things, federal things. I don't know. I didn't get specific details like that, but definitely these are groups of power and importance who can affect things. They can affect things greatly. There's an Emperor in reverse, you know, possibly a fire sign or an Aries involved in this energy, and they are reckless and out of control. Yeah, look at this. They don't want judgment. Judgment's in reverse. They don't listen. They don't want to see judgment come through. They are having a lot of self-doubt. They definitely have a lack of self-awareness, but they don't want to be judged. And then we have the Four of Cups. Yeah, somebody's making some choices and decisions. I think it has to do with this Emperor in reverse energy. Somebody's, you know, they're thinking about probably this next step because they're no longer at a crossroads. They're thinking about, Okay, here's the options. Here's what's being offered to you. You know, you can, you know, hopefully one of those options is you can go to jail or you can continue doing this, you know, and go to jail later. I don't know. But they're looking at their options and their choices. They're contemplating. They're checking in for realignment. You know, what do I want to do here? And this probably has to do with this fake transition, because this isn't a real transition into something different. This is another way to approach the same stupid energy that got him in trouble in the first place. Yeah, Death card. That's in reverse, but the Death card, somebody's got a resistance to change. Yeah, they don't want to transform. There's no personal transformation here. They're not bringing an end to this behavior. We're getting confirmation from Spirit. They're just going to travel, probably physically get on a ship and cross water and take on a new identity and do the same crap from a new location. I don't know. That's coming through. That's a lot of cards. Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah, somebody's emotional. Somebody's immature emotionally and insecure. Somebody wants to go somewhere to rest, to contemplate, to recuperate. Or, yeah, they want some solitude, which makes sense. If we look at the Six of Swords upright, somebody wants to transition. Wow. Then we have Queen of Pentacles. That's in the upright. Maybe that's who they want to get support from. Somebody who's nurturing and helpful and supportive. Maybe they're going to go stay with a parent. Maybe they want to go stay with a parent, a working parent. Somebody who has income coming in. Maybe they're broke from all of this and they want to go stay with somebody who's got some means to help support them while they figure out their next step. Yeah, planning, travel plans. Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about. Somebody's making travel plans. They're getting ready to go see this Queen of Pentacles. I don't know if this Queen of Pentacles wants to see them. They may not want to deal with them, especially based on the energies that they're involved in. It's interesting, this Emperor in reverse is like on the move. And I do believe this is the same energy we're talking about. They're a key component in whatever this download is. They want to go get some support from the Queen of Pentacles because they're nurturing, they're providing. They might be a working parent. They have some resources. And then we have a Queen of Cups in reverse. Yeah, more about like insecurity. There's self-love again. Oh, this energy. Okay, Two of Cups in reverse. This isn't going to work. This Queen of Pentacles isn't going to help them. Once again, something here about self-love or disharmony, distrust, breakups. Maybe the Queen of Pentacles upright is somebody they were in a relationship with that they're going to for help and support at this time. Like they're going to hop a ship or an airplane and cross the ocean and try and get some assistance and support. And remember, this could be, you know, a feminine energy. This could be a female. You know, take the energy as it resonates. But definitely this energy is on the run. They don't want to be revealed. They don't want to be brought out of the shadows. And they don't have the support that they need where they are presently at. So they're going to try to transition here into something else. That's what it looks like. So I'm not sure what that says about the chaos, but at the very least, what we're seeing is whomever this energy resonates with today, I am not sure who's watching my channel. But whomever resonates with this energy today, it looks like this energy is very tied up in whatever drama they have going on. So they are going to be quite busy with this for a minute. So they may not have the energy to engage if like this energy, say, was sending low vibrational or toxic energy your direction. they're going to be quite busy. They're not going to have time to do that, and they may not even be able to do that anymore. That's what it's looking like. Like, basically, like that cord got cut. They're no longer able to engage in that energy with you. They are preoccupied with choices and decisions of their own for survival at this time. So I don't think there's too much else to say there from the tarot. So, oh, guys, that's the energy for today. I'm going to get up out this because I don't even know what all this is touching. I'm not going to dig too deep, but definitely be mindful when you look at information in the media and even, you know, on social media about current events. Definitely you want to understand what's going on, but don't just take things at surface value. Like, dig a little deeper or take some time to reflect on what might be going on or what the underlying message might be there, because it can be that a story is being presented a certain way, right? We talked about this card here, to create an illusion, right? It's to cast a shadow that causes you to believe the shadow is the thing, but really it's the hands. So be mindful as you're taking in information from the media and you know, looking at current events that are happening in our world. When we think about, oh, well, you know, we're looking at all these energy messages talking about all these other things that are happening behind the scenes, but I'm not hearing about it. I'm not seeing any evidence of that. Well, that's because they're not going to talk about that. Anything that is anti-systemic is not going to get talked about. You have to be able to read between the lines to see what's going on beneath the message that's being given by the standardized media outlet. So just a thought there, guys. I'm going to wrap this message for today. Definitely want to thank all of my subscribers, new and old, for being here with me at the Ora-gen Channel, liking, sharing, being present for the messages. Thank you so much. Love and light to you. And for all of the new visitors to the channel, normally it's not this, you know, it's, well, I won't say it's not this deep, but this is a different kind of message for today. Definitely check back again, and you know, you're likely to run into messages associated with energies that you might be dealing with. Definitely like, share, subscribe is an energetic form of connection, so that way I can pick up on the energy and be more likely to have a message that's related to energies that you're dealing with. So thank you to all of the visitors today as well. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen Channel. And definitely, I look forward to being with you in the next message. Love and light, guys.